All right, let me show you how I transfer my drawings. So when I do watercolors, I do window tracing to get the drawing on the paper. And this method is super quick, super simple, and super stress-free. So we can get to the fun part, which is painting. So here I have my image. It's in my email account. So I uploaded it into Photoshop, and then you can see that I cropped it to the 11:14 ratio. And obviously I zoomed in on his head. I also tilted the dog a little bit, so this ear was higher than this ear, which just makes it a little bit more interesting, not so centered. And it kind of makes him look like he's tilting his face, which I really, really like. So then I zoom in, so it's 100% size, which would be this big. And then I went ahead and just traced the image onto tracing paper. I literally just put the tracing paper directly onto the screen and used a Sharpie to trace the outlines. So let me go show you what I do next. All right, so this is what my tracing looked like. And I want to just tell you that sometimes you might be tempted to trace the features, right? Trace the eyes, trace the nose, exactly as it should be. But I want to encourage you, look at how I trace the nose. You can see that that doesn't really quite look like a nose. What I do is I trace the shapes of the light. So this part of the nose is the dark area and this is the light area. And then same with this shape. This is very light and this will be very dark. So I encourage you to trace the shapes that you see. So then after you finish your tracing, you just tape it to a window, a bright window, and then you put your piece of watercolor paper over it. Line it up however you like, and that's another huge benefit of tracing, is that you can get your subject exactly where you want it on the page, and you don't have to erase and redraw all the time. It's wonderful. So I do it with almost every painting I do now. So then you just simply trace your painting. It's that simple, and you can kind of see how I did that here. So that is it, artists. That's exactly how I transfer my images onto my paper so I can start painting really fast. Look around this video. I will link to the products that I use. The only thing that I want to tell you off the bat is to use a softer pencil so you don't indent the paper as you trace, because you can always erase. And I recommend using a kneaded eraser whenever you're working with watercolor paper. All right, that's all I have. Happy painting.